I know you've been doing some research, some number crunching, and that whole fun stuff. You got a little series on the O line coming up. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, so I just did a article with A to Z Sports projecting Rashawn Slater's, and I'll drop these in the in the comments or the description for everyone to check out if they'd like. But projecting what Rashawn Slater's extension might look like. As we know, like he's been through his first 3 years, now he's extension eligible. They've already exercised his 5th-year option, but if they want to try to lock him in at a slightly more reasonable amount, they could extend him now the same way the Lions did with Penei Sewell. So that's just something to keep an eye on. I think, it'd be nice to have Slater locked up long-term. I think we're all expecting him to return to that rookie year / first 3 games of 2022 version of him that we saw where he was just dominant. When his sophomore campaign, man, before he got hurt, he had improved on his skill set already. So
he was lights out.
Yeah. And then just freak bicep injury just sucks.
Right.
But
it's the worst.
Yeah. But last year he did struggle a little bit. When I say struggle, it's to his playing ability. He was still our best lineman out there. But you saw, if you look at PFF, he had a dominant run blocking grade of 88. And before he went down with his injury in 2022, he was over 80 in his rookie year. And then all of a sudden it dropped to 59.5 last year. And we come to find out after watching him and being like, man, he doesn't look as mobile. Is Slater okay? Did Manny Weather confirmed in the offseason? Yeah, he had a bum ankle all year, double high ankle sprain. I don't know what double high ankle sprain is. I was like, is that both ankles are toast, or is that 2 sprains on 1 ankle? How does that work? No idea, but doesn't sound good. So, so I don't know, man. I did write on Stormcloud, branching off of that A to Z article, like, okay, knowing that Rashawn Slater's contract is probably going to land based on whether they extend him now or wait till next season to extend him. It's probably going to be in the 28 to just over $30 million a year range.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. If they wait till next year, it's because he's going to be pushing for cap share percentage. And with the expanded cap, what Sewell got this year is going to look like a $30 million a year contract. And with Tristan Wirf's extension as well coming, that's probably going to be what gets us over the $30 million mark. And then his camp's going to have some negotiating leverage against us. So there's a little bit of a rush potentially to get him signed, or they decide to wait and see if he stays healthy and can, return to that prior form that we saw. And if he doesn't, it gets a little complicated because you start wondering, okay, is Pipkins here as insurance for that kind of situation? If Slater does get hurt again, does that become a question where they're suddenly willing to let Slater play on that 5th-year option to see if he can prove it next year that he can stay healthy for a whole year? Or if, they might, because, the Ravens did trade Orlando Brown when they had 2 franchise left tackles. Orlando didn't do great moving forward, but they did get a lot of draft capital for him. So it's not something I want to see or predict happening. It's just interesting now that we have Joe and somebody that's willing to be more aggressive with moves. So what do you think, Garrett? What are you expecting out of Slater this year?